Hello there guys, it's your boy Blue here, back in another video, and today I'm going to do What If Deku Was Abandoned, part 3 of the crossover. Hope you guys will enjoy it. So last part, after Limitless fought Class 1A, he revealed who he is and how he got here. And after beating them to a pulp, he healed the pro heroes and challenged Mirko to a fight. So let's continue from here. After Mirko listened to his request, she smirked. "Are you sure, kid? I'm still a pro hero, and a strong one. Oh, I know you're strong. That's why I will not hold back, like I did with them." Then Limitless put his hand on his costume, and the 3 stripes on his costume started glowing. Then the costume started shrinking into like a small box. Of course, he still have his pants. He only lost the upper half. They look surprised and ask what's wrong. "Your costume just removed itself?" "Yeah, it's the latest technology in my world, but it's still not available for public. So you can say that this costume is unique, one of a kind. It was the gift from the Shield family. After I helped them in Island, and after convincing the cops that putting him behind bars will not be beneficial to us. So in exchange, he will work, but under a tight leash. Sure, he's not able to leave the island for a couple of years, and every communication is being tracked, just in case. So as a thank you for doing this, he gave me this suit." All of them are amazed, then they notice something else. Deku's body is way too big. It's like a miniature version of Mario, and that get the attention of a certain brown-haired girl, especially after hearing that this Izuku have a girlfriend. Then Aizawa saw something, or things, on Deku's wrists. Wait, Izuku, are those weights? You're right. I asked Paolo, Dor and Hatsume to make me some personal pairs for my training. "And how much are these?" "Oh, these?" Then Limitless started removing them. "Half a ton each." Ivan stood quiet. "What did you say again? Half a ton?" He nodded. "Are you joking, right?" And to prove that, when he removed them, they slammed against the ground, breaking it and forming some cracks around them. "How are you standing, not alone fighting with these?" "Practice. I went from 20 kilos and slowly increasing it over time." "That's quite impressive, but still, 1 ton? And you can move that well?" "Actually, it's 2 ton. Then he showed them that he's also wearing some on his legs. Everyone are just dumbfounded. He just beat the whole class while wearing 2 tons. "So now, Mirko, shall we begin?" And he smirked. Mirko got excited and she smirked. "Ha, show me what you can do, Limitless." Then the 2 start jumping around and attacking each other. Not everyone can keep up with them, they are moving way too fast. Then Mirko quickly realized that she's a bit stronger and faster than before. "Oh, so you noticed? Wait, you did this?" she asked him. He nodded. "It's a side effect of the technique. It will give you temporary boost in both power and speed, and it will make you a bit tougher." At this point, everyone just gave up. He have way too many abilities. Mirko, on the other hand, just smirked. She always enjoy a good fight, especially against someone this strong. But she soon figured out that she cannot land a hit. On top of that, he's still holding back. She can feel it. So she stopped attacking him and tell him to take the fight seriously. "You said you're going to fight me at 100%, so do it." Deku narrowed his eyes. "As you wish." And after one more scream, he popped 100%, pushing Mirko back and breaking the ground around him. "This is my 100% state." Mirko starts sweating bullets. She can feel the power radiating from him. But she realized that his hair did not change. So she asked him about it. "Oh, like I said earlier, the limit break is a technique that let me boost my power. And after a lot of practice, that technique became a form of its own. Okay, so come on, start using it." "Nah, no offense, but if you want to see it, you need to force me to use it." Mirko smirked, still sweating bullets. "Challenge accepted." She charged at him, but he easily dodged it. So she threw another kick, and he easily dodged as well. And after a bit more failed attempts, she got angry and she told him to start fighting, not only dodging. Very well. Deku instantly appeared in front of her, punching her in the gut, sending her flying. Then he disappeared and reappeared behind her, kicking her straight to the ground. Everyone are in disbelief. He defeated the pro hero in just 2 hits? Mirko tried to get up, but the second she did, she fell back down and started coughing up blood. Limitless landed beside her. "Remember, you asked for it." "Yeah, I know, smartass. Ow, but still, 2 hits? You're way too strong for a kid. But let me guess, you still want to spar with me? Of course, she replied immediately. Limitless laughed a bit. You're so much like her. You mean my counterpart? He nodded. Ever since our first fight, she keep bugging me by becoming her sidekick or partner so we can spar all the time. Well, that's actually a good offer. For you, not for me. That's basically torture. Don't get me wrong, I like training, but that's a bit too much for me. Then he gave her a hand, she took it, and he quickly healed her. Thanks for that. Limitless nod. After this, they were going to head back to the dorms, but in the way they were met with a big tree. They heard about Deku returning to UA, so they come to check on him. Then they spotted Limitless. They started doing a double take between him and Deku. What's going on here? What there is to Midoriya's? Limitless' eyes turned blue, but before he can say anything, Nijiri got curious, so she approached Limitless and started asking him questions. A lot of them. Mirio was going to stop her, but then Limitless smiled, put his hand on her head, and told her to ease up with the questions. And this took Nijiri by surprise. Limitless quickly removed his hand and apologized. Nijiri smiled and told him it's okay. So in their way, they started asking him who is he. So he explained, and they were quite intrigued, especially Nijiri. So you're just like him? Limitless shook his head. If you're asking about one for all, no, I don't have it. I declined it, and give it to you. Or the other you. Mirio was surprised. Really? Limitless nod. Don't worry, we figured out a way for you not to die. What do you mean about that? He asked, shocking everyone. Wait, you don't know? Know what? If someone with a quirk got one for all, he will die. One for all will go through his life energy reserve pretty rapidly. And because how much power there is in one for all, I have estimated that you will live only for a year. Mirio got terrified. He didn't know about this aspect of one for all. But don't worry, I was able to figure out a way to remove that. So your counterpart will be living for a long time. Mirio and everyone else breathed a sigh of relief. Then Limitless added, it's not like I'm going to let my own rival die on me. Rival? He asked. Limitless nodded. Ever since my first day in UA, me and Mirio kept sparring and fighting each other. Oh really? What is the score? Mirio asked. If you're asking about a real fight, we are tied. Each one have one win. We decide to have one final match, decide who's stronger. After we master both of our powers. Then he smirked. Can I say, I cannot wait to face you again. Because not a lot of people can give me a challenge anymore. There is only you and my girlfriend. I see. But wait, girlfriend? Limitless nod. That's interesting. So who is she? I won't tell you that. Why? Because of her, he pointed at Mina. If I said who is she would try to force this Deku and her to be together. Or try at least. Hey, I won't do that, Mina yelled. Sorry Mina, but we can see that happening. The girls replied, making Mina pant, and everyone started laughing. So only me and your girlfriend are strong enough to give you a challenge? Limitless nod. Of course, if you exclude All for One and the Nomos. Everyone else are just not strong enough. Or they lack experience. Or both, just like them, and he pointed at Class 1A. They're a bit offended, but he's right. They're only first years. Some of them only begin training at the beginning of the year. But this comment, with what happened earlier, really ticked Bakugo off. So he shouted and tell him, what, do you think that just you're stronger than me? That I will never be a challenge for you? Limitless just look at him and simply reply, no, you were never a challenge for me. And this sent Bakugo over the edge. Then fight me at 100%, don't hold back like I did with Miracle. I don't care if you don't have one for all just like this Deku. I will defeat you. And immediately everyone tried to defuse the situation. Aizawa was going to speak up, then he saw Limitless powering up. The ground shake, but before they can say anything, he would vanish and appear in front of Bakugo, delivering a furious right hook to his stomach. That sent him fly up in the air, then he went back down, crashing. He started gasping for air and holding his stomach, and he started coughing some blood. Told you to not call me that. Then he powered down. This is your second and last warning. One more stunt, and whatever happened is on you. He turned around and started walking, but then they asked him why does he hate this name so much. This Midoriya is okay with this name. Limitless simply looked at Deku. So, care to explain? Deku just looked at him, looked back at Bakugo, and looked down. Coward. Limitless said, and he started walking away. Class 1A and teachers even asked Deku about what he mean. Deku lied and he told them it's nothing. But Aizawa and the teachers catch on that he's hiding something, and Limitless know about it. And judging by his reaction, it's not pretty. So they went back to Class 1A's dorms, except for Limitless. He went with Nizu. He wanted to learn what happened differently in this world. He found a couple of events went differently, like All Might beating the Numo, his counterpart losing the sport festival, and so on. But a few stick out to him. One of them he can easily fix, the second one really upset him. And these two incidents are staying crippling Ingenium and the heroes that died in the war, especially Midnight. Yes, she was a bit weird in Deku's eyes, but she was still a good hero. So learning that she died, while other fakes just quit, really upset him. And Nizu can see that, and he's slowly getting an understanding of his personality. He's not cold, he's just serious. So before they went to Class 1's dorms, they went to see a special someone, Ida's brother. Limitless did the same spiel that he did with Aizawa and the other heroes, and at the end he healed him. The three of them went back to the dorms, and upon seeing his brother, Ida is in disbelief. He rushed at him, hugged him, and started crying. And after coming down, Ida asked him how. Well, Ida, Tensei replied, I certain someone decided to give me a second chance. And he looked at Limitless. Like I told you, it was my way of thanking you, or your counterpart. I know, Tensei replied, but still, thank you. Limitless just nod. Then Ida walked toward him, and he bowed and thanked him. Raise your head. Ida did. Do you want to repay me? Ida nod. Just go spend some time with your brother. But, shut up. Limitless cut him off. Just go. Ida smiled and nod. And because of it, Class 1 are a bit conflicted. They don't know how to interact with him, because sometimes he can be normal and sometimes he can be cruel, especially toward Bakugo. They still want to know why, but Deku is not budging. He keeps insisting that there is nothing. So fast forward a bit, and Limitless is sitting alone, then Aizawa joined him. So, how are you doing, problem child? Fine, Deku replied with a simple word. And after a pause, you're worried, aren't you? Nizu did explain your situation to me earlier. Yeah, I hope they are fine. The trip literally injured my body so much that I cannot even use half of my power. And I'm far stronger than them, so I cannot imagine what it will do to them. Who are they, if you don't mind me asking? Deku stood quiet. Nijire, Momo, and Ryuku. I tried pushing them away from the portal, but it was too strong. I will only take your word for that. Anyway, normally I will tell a kid to not worry, but I know that you're not an ordinary kid. You've been through your fair share of life, didn't you? Limitless nod. So let's just hope that they will be fine. Yeah, same. So how long it will take to that portal to open up again? Judging by how strong it's become since yesterday, a day or two. Well, then he put his hand on his shoulder. Stay strong. And don't stay out too late, you still need your rest. Limitless nod, and Aizawa went back inside. So the next day rolls around, and Wane were not able to find Limitless. So after searching for a while, they gave up and they went to train. But when they got close to the training field, they started hearing explosions. They rushed there only to see Limitless fighting a clone of himself, but made of light. Blue here, I know that Deku did not use these techniques in the What If, but you have to remember he spent 4 months training alone. He must have developed something, just like a dragon armor. Plus, if this series do well, maybe I'll cover more than canon in this What If. So after witnessing Limitless training, they're in awe. His movements are way too fast for most of them, and Deku can barely keep up with him. But they're also worried. The fight is way too serious. There is some visible wounds on Limitless. But then he stopped after feeling their presence. Need something? He asked. We're here to train? They reply. Really? Should you guys be asleep at this hour? What do you mean? It's 9 AM. 9? Already? Yeah, don't tell us that you spent the night here. He nod. Anyway, you guys can do whatever you want. I will take a break. He walked away from them. He found a good spot away from them and he closed his eyes. Everyone looked at each other, then they shrugged. They don't know what to do. So after some time, Aizawa and All Might come to see their students. Then they spotted Limitless. He's here? All Might ask. Yeah, Deku replied. He told us that he spent the night here training, so I think he's asleep right now. Asleep? But shouldn't he be asleep at the dorms? He was going to talk to him, but Aizawa stopped him. Leave him be. He knows what he's doing, so don't disturb him. And this surprises two heroes. Well, hero in training and hero. Eraserhead is trusting someone this quickly, so they trust his judgment and leave him be. But during their training, Deku kicked a rock way too hard and it flew straight at him. No one can reach it because of the momentum. But right before it hit him, he lifted his right hand, breaking it, and this surprised them. They think he's going to talk with them about what happened, but he simply lowered his hand and did nothing. And because of it, Deku breathed a sigh of relief. He don't want to get pummeled by him. Fast forward a bit and it's time for lunch. Aizawa wake up Limitless because he's the only one that is not afraid of him. They talk for a bit about the reason him training all night long. I just lost track of time, that's it. Huh, okay then. Then Deku walked toward him. Limitless? He sighed. What do you want? Sorry about earlier. What do you mean? The rock? What rock? And this surprised them. The one that almost hit you earlier? Really? He nodded. Nah, I don't remember. I was asleep. But you blocked it, Deku replied. Oh yeah, here's the thing. I trained my body to the point that it doesn't need my help or my order to defend itself. My body can block and dodge all attacks. Heck, sometimes it attacks without me thinking whenever I am in danger. I even look at him in disbelief. What? Just what is this quirk? Like I said yesterday, my power is very versatile. Plus this is the work of years of training, not because of a quirk. Then he walked away leaving a surprised Deku. After a while, when Class 1A are in their dorms, they get a surprise visitor. Eri, she came here to see Deku again. And of course Miro is with her because he's technically her babysitter here. So of course she talked with Deku a bit, then she spotted Limitless. She was surprised and wondering why there is two Dekus. Mr. Deku, why there is another Mr. Deku there? And upon hearing her voice, Limitless opened his eyes and looked at her. Class 1 are worried for Eri, especially after he stand up and started walking toward her. They thought of the worst, but then Limitless go down to her level, pat her head. Well Eri, because I'm not Mr. Deku, I'm just someone that looks like him. Oh really? Eri asked. Limitless nodded with a smile. Eri understand, but she asked how she can tell them apart. That's a good question. Oh, I got it. Limitless replied. He closed his eyes, his aura flared a bit, and he powered up to 50%, giving him blue hair and blue eyes. Eri was astonished, same for the rest. They know about the cyan hair, but blue hair? This is new, plus it's a bit more spikier than before. So I think there won't be a problem now, Eri. She nodded and smiled. She's still amazed about his sudden change of hair. Then they asked him about it, and he quickly explained that the more he power up, the bluer his hair become, and spikier. Right now this is only 15%. But won't that tire you out? Deku asked. If it was a few months ago, yes, but I trained this technique. I can literally sleep with this power on, and this only become another shock to them. That's good, I guess? Deku said, Then Eri spoke up and she's really impressed about the transformation, and this made Limitless smile. He pet her once again, then she went back to talk with Deku. And seeing her walking away from him, like he's another stranger, actually hurt Limitless more than he thought. He shed a tear but he quickly wiped it away. So after some time, Eri left with Mario, and Limitless decided he needs some air. And after a bit, he sensed Deku behind him, so he told him to come out. Need something? Deku flinched because he's still upset at him, and he knew the reason why, to a degree. Just want to ask you something. How do you become this strong? You're even stronger than me when I use One For All. I just train, nothing more, nothing less. But I did the same thing, but I'm barely able to use 50% of One For All, because you're training the wrong way. When I first discover and create Limit Break, whenever I go above a certain limit, my bones start cracking and breaking, and my muscles start exploding from the inside out. So just like One For All, Limitless cut him off. Power like that will have a different approach on how to train it. First, you need to master it. Master it? Deku asked sheepishly. Limitless nod. The trick is to stay as long as you can doing that form or that percentage for your case. I'm not talking about fighting in it, I'm talking about walking, eating, sleeping in that percentage. So it becomes second nature and your body is already adapted to that level. So once you get used to that limit, just amp it even more. You don't even need to train that hard, because that power is already tearing your muscles, and your body is rebuilding them, basically making you stronger automatically without you doing anything. Deku and the other users have their mouth open. That genius idea of how you use the drawback of one for all. I never thought of that, Deku said. Of course you didn't, because you don't understand how energy works. Energy? Deku asked. Limitless nod. You can say that one for all and my power work the same way. They both have immense power or energy, and when we use it we transfer to raw power. All Might is Zeus' teacher in this department, because he was a natural while using it. Same with other users, but then again, one for all was a mystery quirk. Even the first user doesn't know how to use it. Even All for One, he just took it without understanding it. Same for his other quirks. And that got the attention of the first user, because it seemed that he knew one for all and all for one really well. It's a shame, I really want to talk to him, he commented. Deku nod, agreed with him. Then Limitless speak up. Let me guess, they want to talk with me. Deku's eyes widen. How did you? I have my ways, he replied. Anyway, then he gave him a fist bump. What are you doing? Just fist bump me, I want to talk to him. Okay. Deku do as he told, and he was immediately pulled into the Vestige's world. What happened? Deku asked. He asked the other users. We don't know, you just appear. That's because of me. They look up and they saw Limitless slowly descending. Their eyes widen. How did you? Like I told you, I have my ways. The Limitless greeted everyone by name, surprising them. You know us? He nodded. I have already talked to your counterpart in the other one for all. Then he spent a bit of time talking, how the two worlds are different, how Mario is actually able to use 100% of one for all, and of course it's because of him and his training. After that they said their farewells. Both Deku and Limitless went inside. Even though he's still mad at him for being a coward, he realized that he mostly damaged because of Bakugo and how he treated him. Still not an excuse, but still he gave him some slack. Plus Deku started understanding that something bad happened to him. When he asked him when they were inside one for all, what happened to him to be this different from him. They look alike, but that's it. A Limitless reply shocked Deku and the other users. You know that heroes cannot save everyone, he asked. He nodded. Well, I am one of them. I waited, I begged, I cried for someone to help me, until I realized that no one will. So to survive, I need to save myself. The users stood quiet, except to the first, second and third. The look in his eyes is familiar to them. Is the look of someone that have been through and seen way too much. So they signal to Deku to not ask any further. Back to Class 1A, everyone are talking, and Aizawa catch a glimpse of Limitless. He's looking at Class 1A, but with sadness in his eyes, and he knew that feeling. The same thing happened to him when he lost Uburo. He became way less talkative and way more colder. Some people will call him heartless, just like Limitless right now. And it pains him that he cannot help him. No one can. Then suddenly, he saw both Deku and Limitless eyes widen and they stood up. What's wrong you two? He asked. Deku spoke up. Something big is coming. Digitus is going haywire. Then Limitless spoke up. He's coming. Who? They asked. Muscular. And with some new moves, I think. I can feel them. They're getting closer. And he instantly ran outside, and the class follow him. And of course Aizawa called for backup. Limitless being the fastest, he's the first one to arrive, and instantly the new moves charge at him. Muscular is right behind them. He asked him who is he because he's new and Limitless is wearing a mask, but Limitless stood quiet. Don't talk too much, I don't care. I just want to see your blood. And this gave Limitless bad memories. He blazed through them and he instantly appeared in front of Muscular, sending him flying away with a ki blast. And at that very moment, Class 1A arrived, with a couple of teachers. Deku spoke up telling them that he will take care of Muscular, and they will take care of the Numus, but before they can do anything, their eyes widen at the scene in front of them. Limitless stabbed two of the Numus with a sword of light, and without wasting momentum, he cut all the Numus to pieces. And before the pieces can even land, he blasted them to nothingness. And this happened in mere seconds. Limitless is covered with a bit of blood, and this scene is shocking and horrifying to everyone. 4 gone, 1 left. Limitless spoke up with a cold tone, and they immediately understand what he mean. Wait, stop, they shout, but he didn't listen. He flew right toward Muscular. No one can follow him except for Deku, but even with that, he's slower than him. Back to Limitless, he just landed in front of Muscular. Who are you? He asked, getting some sense back after the blast. Then he saw that he's covered with blood. Is that blood? Limitless did not reply. He slowly started walking toward him, and instinctively, Muscular took a step back, and he was shocked. His body is trembling. What's happening? Am I afraid of him? My body is shaking. No, he shouted. I won't lose to you. And he charged at him. And effortlessly, Limitless catch his hand, shocking him. Then he used his other hand and used all his muscles at once, tried to punch him, but the same thing happened. Then he tried to get free from his grasp, but nothing. He's not budging. And before he can do anything, Limitless delivered a freeze kick to Muscular that set him flying and broke some of his ribs. Muscular got up, but he's in immense pain. He never ever got this much damage from one kick. Even that brat doing the summer vacation was not this strong. Who are you? He asked, trying to hide his fear, but he failed. Limitless replied, sending shivers down Muscular's spine. Muscular, you dug your own grave the day that you killed all those people and heroes, and I am the one that will make sure that you will be buried in it, and I will give you a quick and painful death. And at that very moment, Deku arrived, hearing the last words of Limitless. He was going to stop him, but it was too late. Limitless kicked Muscular up in the sky, then he fired multiple spears that pierced Muscular all over his body. He screamed in pain, then he looked at Deku. Help. It was the last thing that he said, right before he was turned to ash with the spear exploding. Deku's eyes widen, then he slowly looked at Limitless. He's covered with blood, but it seems like it's nothing to him. Then the others arrive and they ask where is Muscular. He's gone, Deku replied. Everyone immediately understand and they look at Limitless. He slowly started flying toward them. We should go back, he told them, then he flew past them. They were honestly taken aback. He just killed 5 people like it was nothing. Then Aizawa snapped from his shock and asked him, does he know what he did? And Limitless nodded, confirming that he know. And he doesn't feel any mercy or guilt for doing it. The teacher started talking to him and telling him that what he did was wrong. Limitless just shrugged. Then Bakugo walked toward him and stopped in front of him. What do you want? He asked. Then Bakugo grabbed his shirt. Earlier you were just like hero this, hero that, and now just kill people? I'm going to say this once, Limitless replied. Hands off me. And he slowly started letting out his power. Aizawa was going to defuse the situation, then Bakugo started letting out explosions, and he tightened his grip on Limitless' shirt. And that was the last straw. Limitless power pushing everyone away from him, then he punched Bakugo away, sending him flying through buildings. And before he even stopped, Limitless teleported behind him, kicking him back to the ground. Bakugo is conscious but in immense pain, and Limitless was aiming for that. He intentionally held back because he knew with just one punch he can knock him out. Then Limitless slowly started making his way toward Bakugo. The teachers tell him to stop. No, I already gave him enough chances, and I'm done with him. Then he lifted him up. You want to play hero, huh? So let me show you what will happen to you. Then he started punching him repeatedly, and with every punch you can hear his bones breaking. Then Limitless suddenly dodged a punch from Deku. I'm going to say this once for you. Stay out of this. Sorry, Deku replied shaking, but it's a hero's job to interfere. Everyone felt proud of Deku, but Limitless just got angrier. So now you interfere. Now you decide to play hero, huh? Limitless' aura started changing, started getting more darker. He started using Limit Break. Aizawa used his quirk on him, but he didn't stop, and that shocked him. Even the teachers told him what he's doing. His quirk is not stopping. My erasure is not working on him. Aizawa explained, shocking everyone. Back to Deku, he was taken aback about Limitless. What do you mean? You know exactly what I mean, you coward. You know what this bastard did. You know that he deserved to be punished for it. But you're still covering for him. So I'm going to say this once more, and this is your last chance. Stay out of this, or I will kill you. And the second he finished that, he popped to 15%, breaking everything around him. The earth starts shaking and breaking. Some cracks start forming on some buildings, and they're breaking and falling apart. And all of Japan is shaking. Then Limitless started looking at Bakugo with hatred in his eyes. And you, after everything that you did, you decide to play hero. And you call me a hypocrite. Limitless started getting angry and his aura started changing. His dragon armor started slowly appearing around his body, but rather than blue, it's red. Then he lifted his hand to punch him again, but Deku stopped him using Black Whip. Limitless had enough. He pulled him toward him and knee him in the stomach, with enough force to break some of his ribs. Limitless held them both by the throat, and then he got an idea, and he spoke. So Deku, you want to save him, but like you can see, you're not strong enough. So here's an advice. Take a swine dive off the roof, and hope for a better quirk in your next life. Everyone's eyes widen, especially Bakugo and Deku. They know what he means, and the rest are just taken aback. Did they hear that right? And with this, I'm going to stop it right here. So, what do you think of it, guys? How will Class 1A react after what Limitless said? What is he planning? What will happen next? Leave your thoughts in comments down below, and if you enjoyed this part, and if you want the next part, let's try 600 likes and I will make it. And probably the next part will be less of this series. So hope you guys will enjoy it, and if you are new, subscribe, there is more videos like this coming, and see you guys soon. Peace.